Absolute joy having Amrit in store, spot on with the demos and customers love her. Mention an NPS on 10 out of 10, send her back in store.
Jordan's one of the new reps that we have in our store, working for Marley. He's an immediate hit in the company, immediate hit in the store, doing great with customers, never shying away from a sale, always helping people out, always helping the staff out. He's top sales last week for Marley. He started on Black Friday, which as you can imagine is quite hectic, but he's managed to sell through all the stock quite quickly, so fast that we couldn't even keep up with it.
Sarah's been a delight to work with. Basically all of our Marley products. None of us really had any knowledge on them beforehand, but since she's been here she's helped us a massive amount with it and massively increased the sales. So yeah, she's been a delight to work with and hopefully she'll come back.
Yeah, Sarah's been an absolute delight to work with, real privilege. She's very helpful, kind, great with the customers, very helpful towards me as well and the other retail colleagues. It's been an absolute delight to work with her. I don't think we can find another colleague that will replace her. She's very nice all around, very knowledgeable, great to work with.
Really enthusiastic about House of Marley, so you help complete a sale, help us sales through just overall helping increase sales of House of Marley.
Engaging, he's very approachable to all our customers. We've had some great feedback about him, how he understands his products. Mark has been an asset to this store, so happy days. Let's hope that he continues.
I've noticed a while now, and he's a great rep. He's always very knowledgeable on his product, and that always giving great help to customers, engaging with them well, and always making them laugh. He's a great guy.
I've enjoyed working with Marcus. It's been fun. He's made it easy to sell Marley. He's very welcoming. I think without you, we wouldn't have sold nearly half as much, that's for sure.
Very good colleague, nice, friendly, chats to every customer, helps them with anything that's not even Marley, so it's been good having you around.
Has a really vibrant character, she's always smiling, she's always selling, and you know what, we haven't been selling the House of Marley when she wasn't here, but since she's been here, she's been selling loads and it's great for sure.
Oh, it's been fantastic working with you know your products inside out. I mean, basically I work on vision, and you've pulled me over the first day you came in, and then you talked me through your product, what you're selling, and I can see what you're doing. From my stand on vision here, I can always see you speaking to customers, helping customers. You always don't have a dull moment really, so that proves that you're actually approaching all customers.
Right, so basically Amrit's been really good sales coach. He's sold loads of products and given loads of information to customers, been really helpful, and as well as that, sold other products around the store. It's been a delight to work with and we'll see a sale.
Having an actual rep in store, it really helps us actually generate more sales and business. What they're able to do is obviously take away some of the strain that some of our guys actually have. They're able to actually educate our guys about the actual products themselves as well. And if we do actually get any of those complicated questions which always crop up around this time of year, they're able to answer them generally as well. So it really does help us a lot. It generates more business for us as well, which is obviously always a good thing.
Unfortunately, I can't make
Hi there, it's me, King Keatley. Here I represent Agent 42.
I'm Lauren from Agent 42.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hello, my name's Kelly Jo.
Hi, I'm Ish. I work for Agent 42.
Today we're going to be answering a few questions on the benefits of having Agent 42 reps in store.
How long would you say I've been doing promotional activities in store for Acer and Agent 42?
I'd say Agent 42 have been here about 2 years now.
So you've been working in our store for about 2 years now.
Over the last 2 years you've done several 6 to 8 week campaigns.
And when I first come into store, how did I represent myself as Agent 42?
Very well, you definitely did them a good service.
You've engaged yourself by coming across as a very polite, passionate person, very approachable for both staff and customers, so obviously the team get really well with you as well.
If you had to score my attendance and punctuality out of 10, what would you score it?
Yeah, definitely a good 10 out of 10.
While you were in store, 10 out of 10 I would say.
10 out of 10.
The difference we find from an Agent 42 promoter to any other of our representatives in store or our other promoters is that you tend to know a lot more about the products in depth, so their technical specification, so that when customers are asking you, you know answers to all of their questions, whereas some of the other promoters sometimes will know what they need to know to just get their job done, whereas you seem to go above and beyond to go that extra mile for the customer.
You're a very high energy colleague in store, which is great for the customers. They get more engaged, they get more positive feedback, and it definitely sets you apart from other reps.
So your personality, that tends to help from a customer point of view, makes you approachable, and that in itself is half the battle.
One of the benefits I'd say is how professional you are. Another benefit is the fact that you're fantastic with customers and both our guys, and the support us in our everyday job.
And as well as that training and things with the colleagues, if they've got any questions about products, I know that you are there and will be able to help them with any of their queries at all. So it is really a benefit, massively.
There's definitely a benefit in store regarding customer experience. It's always great to have an expert on certain products.
Personality, to be honest, that's a big part of the deal. I mean, we do get a lot of people in here that are quite robotic, quite stiff, but your personality really shines through and it really helps the sale.
When you're in store, you can kind of get the colleagues upskilled as well, so in your absence, the brand itself still kind of is promoted.
Yeah, you did, absolutely. When you were working part of Agent 42, you used to constantly engage yourself with customers. You used to introduce yourself, talk to them very nicely, keep a happy smile, and give them overall customer service in terms of knowledge as well. So I feel like that was very, very good.
Being well with the team, even before I came along, you could kind of see that you had a good rapport with the colleagues in the department. So again, you bounce off them really well, which is ideal for any workplace and team.
So what do you do well in store? There's many, many different requirements for a colleague in store, and for me to list all the things that you do well, it would be very difficult and I'd end up running out of fingers. But the main things are, of course, you're on time, you're punctual, you follow all our security checks and security requirements, and you engage very well with customers, approach customers and engage well with the staff and support them with all their targets, and you do all of those things extremely well.
9 times out of 10 I find that your customers always buy it on the spot, which is very impressive, because a lot of customers will not do that, they will just walk off and think about it.
We like to make sure that customers are approached early, who dealt with in a timely manner, very professionally. You adhere to all that, you tick all those boxes. From a general point of view, again, very presentable and good ambassador for the company as well.
You used to have a smile on your face all the time, Ish, so every time we used to see you here, we were happy to have Ish back. We said, oh yeah, that rep's back, Asa rep's back. He's going to not only give us pens, but he's going to be very good, and we're going to sell a lot of tablets today. So we were happy, yeah, definitely to have you around, because customers used to be confident when they used to buy. After when we served them, we used to give them extra add-ons, antivirus and instant replacement and so on. They used to feel confident because they moved on from you. So yeah, very happy. Yeah, absolutely. In store when you work in, you all are always in the computing department. You used to be here all the time. We felt very happy to have you as part of the team. Definitely.
I think you're really good demonstrating. Every time I've seen you kind of in a campaign, you're really kind of hands-on with the customer. You encourage the customer to kind of sort of like touch and have a go on the product, which from a customer point of view makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. 9 times out of 10, they're more comfortable buying the product.
I'd say it's the customer experience from start to finish. You make sure the customer is greeted, you make sure they have a pleasant experience, and as I said, you take away the fee, take away the scariness of the hardware.
That your customer approaching and your customer engagement is really, really good compared to some of the other promoters we've got. Even some of our colleagues in store, it's a lot better.
Would you say that as an ASA rep, I've got a good rapport with customers?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Your personality really shines through with that. It's nice to speak to a person. I mean, people buy from people, and you definitely let that shine through.
Naturally bubbly personality, and I think when someone like yourself approaches a customer, they kind of open up. So a lot of the time that I've seen you, you're building a rapport, they've got smiles on faces, you're cracking jokes, and it's a nice icebreaker, and that makes them feel really comfortable. So when they do want to ask you any questions, there's no reservations. They don't feel like, oh, this person's from ASA, so I can't say X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely.
The engagement's always been fantastic with the customers. They've always given positive feedback. I hear a lot of laughing and joking with your customers, which we want the shopping experience to be pleasant rather than scary because of all the tech.
Yeah.
So you basically bring a human face to the technology and help them pick the right pattern.
And do you see an increase in overall sales in that sort of brand?
Yeah, so we're on in the ASA products most recently. We did see an increase in the share of business for the ASA's products. I'm sure the Agent 42 numbers will also show. So it's good to have an expert in store who can give a bit more in-depth information. Same for the colleagues, not just for the customers. The colleagues more aware of the technology in the ASA machines, which again increases your share of business.
Increasing the profits for every single sale. You sell the case, you sell instant replacement, antivirus and cloud for them as well, as much as you can. Some of the time it didn't work, but most of the time it did, and that's what's very, very impressive, because you've got to gain knowledge from us, and it's a more difficult job like that. But you've definitely done outstandingly here, so definitely.
Yes, your presence in store does definitely give us an increase in sales, and it helps us with our targets.
Do you think Agent 42 reps have a good approach to selling add-ons to meet your targets on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so every Agent 42 rep we've had in store has been engaged and made sure the customer gets the right solution. and make sure they get the product right for them, while also supporting the store KPIs.
Yeah, I know that you know what the add-ons are and what the attachments that our guys are targeted on are. So whenever I know you're speaking to a customer, I've always got very good confidence in what you're talking about is going to promote the stuff that we need to sell in store.
It's like having another person that works for the team. So when you do introduce add-ons, bags, office, etc., when you're talking about it in the relevance of the product, it's just like if one of the other guys were doing it. So yeah, very good.
Even though it's not your job to sell add-ons, it helps us out massively, and you understand what we need as a company, and you support us in that.
If you had to summarise me, can you summarise me in 3 words?
Summarise me in 3 words, okay. Yeah. Friendly, definitely. Informative, I think the knowledge is really good. And I'm going to use 4 words, good demo.
In 3 words, punctual, friendly and confident.
Funny, bubbly and a good salesman.
Oh, good.
Enthusiastic, passionate and bubbly.
When I'm on the next campaign, which hopefully will be soon for Agent 42, would you say there's anything that I could do differently?
Not really, no. I mean, there's not too much really else you need. You nail it all, to be honest.
Oh.
You're just a really helpful individual, and you're definitely part of the team.